So I've gotten a lot of questions about this in the past. This is a topic that I never really went over. I know I made a couple of videos of me working on some stuff and going over some things for the transporters in the community and everything. So you guys see, I have my truck here. We are in the shop now that I was working out of. And I wanted to go over and do a video on my mobile mechanic business, how I started, why I started, you know, how much it costs and what all I have now. So as many of you guys know, I started back in January with the mobile services. A little bit of background on me, I wanted to start a small business to kind of help out the community, mainly focusing on 88 to 2018 Ram diesels, because that is what I'm familiar with, and as well, the Ram seems to be what a lot of people run, and it just made sense that I have a third generation Cummins. I've had a 2006 Cummins, I've had an 11, a 12, 13, 14, and 16 Cummins, and that's just what I've been working on. And I wanted to offer some services that other people didn't do, like with the turbo replacements and just like one-day turnaround kind of stuff. And I could be a lot cheaper than a lot of other people because I have a lot less overhead. So been doing that for a while, and like I said, my background was with RV transport. I actually used this truck from 315,000 miles all the way till now, about 460,000 miles. It's gone through its failures, it's gone through its transformations, and the things that I learned on this truck and the other trucks that are here at the shop, I can use that knowledge to help out the community and be a little bit cheaper. So I've been doing that since about January. I'm gonna go over the truck and everything, show you guys the setup. It's been a couple months. We decided to go with a shop. I've been doing work for about 2 months here at the shop, kind of leasing, using one of the bays over there, and then mainly working out of here for like the other small stuff. But at this point, we're getting into the slow season, and unfortunately I really only do, like, I'll do some other work here and there, like welding, fabrication, and some of like cars, turbo cars and stuff like that, but I mainly try to focus on the transport community. And it is a little slow right now. We're getting into the slow season, so I'm kind of like backing off from the shop, and I'm going to be getting back into the mobile. I've made thousands of dollars worth of investments in the past couple months. I threw probably about $5,000 or $6,000 into this. Actually, probably more than that, because I also threw an engine in it. So this truck has been, like, right now there is absolutely nothing wrong with this thing except for the instrument cluster and some blemishes. So we're going to be doing paint here sometime after winter, but again, nothing wrong with it anymore. So I'm going to continue to use this truck to kind of help you guys out. If you guys need anything, feel free to hit me up in the there's a couple links in the description. I have a business page now for CP Steve Miller, and then Facebook, Instagram, and even a Snapchat if you want to send me some stuff. So I do want to go over my setup here on this truck, and then I'm going to go over all the tools and how I had everything set up. So as you can see, the fifth wheel and the gooseneck in the center here. We are going to be building a skid here. I used to have 2 big square boxes up here, which kind of limited. I couldn't use the fifth wheel, so I got rid of those. That's what these are for here. Again, we're going to be working over that, put some stuff in each corner so we can work out of it. But this is basically what I got going on. This is as simple as I could get it at this point. Everything is organized, everything is neat. You guys can see I've got the wrench sets and everything. Now, a lot of this stuff, you're not going to start out with all this. Like, I literally started out with just this little set down here and then worked my way up, like stuff like that. $300 in wrenches just for this little set right here. So obviously you're not going to throw all that money out in the beginning, so we will get these things out of the way so that I can lift up. Now usually when I'm working, I'll throw all this stuff on the tailgate so I can work out of it, but move this. So as you can see, here is basically everything I got. So for moving, I have all my big straps in here, small straps and bungees in here, all the impacts and screwdrivers, electric tools here. This is simple, so torque wrench, and then all my extensions in here, the screwdrivers, hammer, bits, and for the drill, like anything goes in here. Just a couple miscellaneous tools and everything, you know, nothing crazy. Ratchets, magnets, some starting fluid / brake clean, and some penetrating oil. All the tools for electrical, zip ties, hand wipes, electrical stuff. We have sockets, 1/2-inch sockets here, wrench set and all of the sockets down here for quarter drive and 3/8, and then Torx, Allens, all that in there, impact rated, and then just a bunch of other stuff like thermal gun, the overhead light, charger for the overhead light since they couldn't get me a Milwaukee one, some picks, and then a big block of wood back there, and then we have a lockout kit for breaking into stuff if we ever lock ourselves out. So gonna throw all this stuff back in. We also have a little bottle jack down there and some pry bars and hammers. All right, so now that we got all that closed up. All right, so this toolbox is held in with a board down here. Again, this is gonna be revamped when we do a skid for the mobile mechanic / welding, because I want to be able to pull this out and put a welder here if I ever need. Don't know if we're gonna do that, get a welder for mobile stuff. For now we have a 110 back here, and then a couple 220 in the big one up there. So I would say realistically, to start this, I got the truck, which was about 14 grand, but I already had it, and then my tools. So there's probably a good 2 or 3 grand worth of tools because of some of that stuff. Like one of those impacts was like $450. The wrenches were $300, so there's $750 just with 2 tools. So there's probably 2 or 3 grand worth of tools physically in the truck. So that's basically the overhead, and then plus all the other tools we got. Like there's a welder, there's a generator. This is all stuff that gets used for like water. There is extension cords, but there's also like I have a jump pack in the truck, as well as these jumper cables, radio for when we're out on the use, and that's the whole toolbox setup. Unfortunately, they kind of stuffed everything in here, so I can't really open my box to show you, but there's probably another 2 or 3 grand in this toolbox. So there's probably total about $6,000–7,000 worth of tools that I'm into this on top of the truck. But again, that truck has made me so much money that these are all little investments. It makes your life so much easier to have the tool that you need. And the advice that I would give to somebody who is trying to start up a mobile business is start small. I mean, you can use a car, you can use whatever you want. I buy the tools as I need them. Here, the engine crane, we were down in Texas and had to pull a motor, so we bought this. This was like $350 here, something like that. The crane for the truck, again, that was like a $250 piece there. And then just all this miscellaneous stuff. I mean, welding bottles, welders. I got 2 welding bottles now. I mean, they're, I think, $150 a piece for those little ones. And basically, there you go, flashlights. So that's the overhead with this. Now, it's really not all that hard to start out, because you don't actually need to start off with a ton of overhead. I mean, a lot of guys will start off working in a shop. I've always done my own maintenance on my trucks, so I've had to physically work on and learn, and that's how I've made a lot of money, because obviously on an older truck, a lot of things break, and if I had to take it to the shop every time something broke, you'd be out how many days worth of work on top of paying somebody to fix it. So maximizing your profits. So you don't need a lot of overhead. You can get like a Dodge Neon or something, and you know, put your small amounts of tools in the trunk. You can get testers and, you know, all the nice little tools, but you buy them as you need them. So, and that's basically what I did. Now I have a lot more tools coming than what's in here, and I have some specialty tools in the box, which I'll probably do a toolbox tour when we get out of the shop and we get everything back home. But that's just all the stuff I carry around with me, and it seems super basic. And it seems like, oh, you're missing certain tools. You know, it looks like I could be missing certain tools that, you know, maybe I need. How do you not have this or that? And the thing is, I only grab certain tools when I need them. I'm told, okay, this is the job we're going to be doing today. This is the tool that you're going to need to do that job. Now, 95% of jobs I can do I can do with everything that's in there. The other little stuff, like I have specialty funnels and just miscellaneous stuff like that, and testers for that other purposes, but I do not bring them with me unless I need to actually do that. So on top of everything, all said and done, you could probably get into this business if you bought like a couple $100 car, you get your business license, or you do it on the side, you save some money there. But you could get your business license and do all that, get set up, and you're probably ready to roll within, you know, maybe you spend $1,000. Or you could go my route and use a truck. I've already into this one 14 grand. I've probably, since I bought this thing, I've probably put another 14 or 15 grand into it. So $30,000 into a truck and $7,000 into tools. So, I mean, we're into it a decent bit of money. But at the end of the day, this physically pays all of my bills, and I try to help out the community as best I can. It's not all that hard to get into this industry. There's a lot less overhead than what I was doing with transport. But there you go, guys. There's my background story. There's how much money I have into it. There's how I invested it. There's my setup. I'll probably do, I mean, I could do a little bit of an in-cab setup and everything, but if you guys are interested in what we have done to the truck, the 12-valve 3rd gen, go check out some of my other videos. I know this video is getting a little bit long right now, so don't forget, feel free to ask me some questions down in the comments or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Have a good one.